This is Troy Wagner.
This is Eric Miller.
We are
Ravers for Recovery.
And if you're listening to this,
so are you.
How was your day?
How was your week?
We want to hear from you. Reach out to us by email, info@raversforrecovery.org. And go ahead and connect with others in recovery by joining our Facebook page. And always stay up to date with the latest news by visiting our website, www.raversforrecovery.org.
Now, join us for this week's podcast.
Technical difficulty. One second.
We have that. It happens. We're new.
Right. So what's... This is November 1st, 2019. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of our Ravers for Recovery podcast. First, just want to go over a few numbers with y'all. Our Facebook group, we have 192 members.
92 members. That's 127 new members in 1 month.
In one month.
1 month.
Actually, it said 27 days.
Is it 27 days?
So that's, 27 days. We've had 70 new members.
70 new members?
Or 127. You're right. You're right, 127 new members. Awesome. Our Facebook page has 227 follows with a post reach of 5,269.
Yeah.
What percent is that? That's
that's more math than I can do.
I dropped out of stats. I dropped out of stats.
That's more than I can do.
We're really grateful for all of the active members in our group. You know, we've had 878 post reactions.
360% up.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And you can always feel free to reach out to us.
Please.
You know, on that group, we have a 2-minute response rate. So on Instagram, we have 287 followers. Mm-hmm. I especially want to send a special shout out to a guy that tagged us. You know, he has 3 years and a couple months clean.
Yeah.
And he tagged us.
Yeah.
You know, that's amazing, along with that sober mode. So I want to say thank you for the tag on that Instagram.
Who is that? Gold School?
That would be Gold School Grind.
Gold School Grind. Thank you, brother.
And if y'all want to follow us on Instagram, how you find us is Ravers_for_recovery. And you pull us up. So we got some big things going on. Trying to do some website work. You know, got that Austin City Limits page up and running. Next, working on the Insomniac Consciousness. You know, you did say that. Yeah, actually, it is going on this weekend.
Yeah, EDCO, man, Orlando.
EDC Orlando's going on.
Hope the weather holds for you because they're supposed to get rain. So.
You know, and part of that EDC being ran by Insomniac is the Insomniac Consciousness group.
We're also part of their group, so they can find us through their page if they need to. Not that they would have to, but if they're on our page, they can.
And you guys can also find them through our page.
Yeah.
You know, vice versa.
Yeah.
You know, but one guy in particular, not solely responsible, you know, but it takes one person to set it in motion. To set anything in motion, it takes one person. And who that is...
Every beginning has someone behind it, so...
And who that is for Insomniac Consciousness is Mr. Pat Ochoa.
For those of you who don't know who Pat Ochoa is...
He began Insomniac Consciousness, not quite sure what year, somewhere around 2014, 2015. He began that with 2 of his sponsees.
Yeah.
You know, again, we're not related to NA or AA, nor is Insomniac Consciousness or Harmonium related to them either. But,
we're just Ravers for Recovery.
The things that he's been able to do in 5 years, amazing. They're at 28 festivals in the U.S. now. 28 festivals where they have a clean and sober tent set up. So want to send out 2 more shout outs. Well, 3 more shout outs to some people in that group. Cody Lyon, Q Snyder Brickell, and not sure if it's your dad or what the relation is yet, but Mr. Sean Brickell. And Pat, I know you said to reach out to Sean with help in setting up the NPO, with help in setting up the not-for-profit. So we will be going ahead and doing that. Thank you for that tip. And Sean, you've been a member of Ravers for Recovery for quite some time now. You know, you have submitted your story and greatly appreciate that. Eric, you also have some people who you would like to reach out to.
Yeah, I'd like to say big thanks to Matt Ramsey of G9 Collective and Indie Mojo in Indianapolis, Indiana. Indigo Child out of Louisville, Kentucky. Tisha out of Powell, Wyoming. Stay warm.
Wow,
bro.
really?
Yeah.
Really?
Stay warm.
Got a Wyoming in there.
She's a great friend, great person.
Nice.
Another person in recovery and is doing a great job, and I'm super proud of her. Lance out of South Bend, Indiana, brother, I love you.
That's from Notre Dame, right?
Yeah. I haven't got a chance to talk to him this week. It's been a busy week, but I definitely need to touch base with you. So that'll be happening soon. And just all of our new members and the amount of shares that we're getting. I mean, people are actually sharing their testimonies and stuff.
Julia, I also want to send a special shout out to
yes, Julia
Riojas.
Julia, sorry, my bad.
I'll tell you a little story on how I met her. Actually, I was down in Denver. Dave, you know, thank you for that invite. Big Dave. Thank you for that invite. Down to Recovery. You know, we went down there to go see Kalichi, which is really awesome. Going back down to Colorado, actually, tomorrow morning, I got to be up at 5:30 a.m. to go hit up the Kripna.
Yeah.
So another convention there. But anyways, back onto Julia. How I met her was Kolichi actually is a recovery rapper, and he pulled Julia up to the stage. I believe it was him that pulled her up to the stage, or it might have been someone from the Chicago Hope
Dealers.
You know, Chicago Hope Dealers. Thank you for that. And said that she had a year. She was picking up her year there with her sponsor.
She actually has at least 3 or 4 posts with them and a couple of the live feed shares and stuff for people who are talking about recovery.
Awesome. She's a great person. She's
a great person, very, very knowledgeable, and we do appreciate your sharing.
Very active,
and we do appreciate that. And anyone who has been sharing their stuff, we have upcoming Angela Pugh.
Yes, Angela Pugh.
Which I'm excited to talk to her. I really, really am, because she.
I don't know if I kind of. You know, like, okay, you know, Christmas. Christmas is coming up.
Yep.
You know, like, you want to give a gift to someone, but you don't know if you're patient enough to wait.
Right.
So I'll go ahead and say this on this podcast. Angela Pugh. There were nights when I was still in active addiction, and something was in my head to look up podcasts about recovery, because I guess even while I was using, I had been in recovery again. I knew I wasn't living my life the right way, so I looked up a few podcasts. Angela Pugh's Addiction Unlimited podcast was one of those podcasts, and you know, she's an amazing woman. Runs a sober living house there in Kansas City. But her podcast really got me to think more about recovery and
motivational coach.
I don't want to say she's solely responsible for me getting clean this time, but I'm forever grateful to her.
She carries the message.
I'm forever grateful to her for what she does.
Yeah.
And we are so excited to get her on a podcast.
Yeah.
I do, Jimmy Montalvo, also of Vegas. I know you've been to, I hope I got the name right. Yeah, I did. But yeah, I met you at a Narcotics Anonymous meeting there in Las Vegas. I was still in active addiction again. But you were one of the first ones that told me about Insomniac Consciousness Group, and we still speak, and you also want to be interviewed. So I need to get around to making the schedules of when. It's kind of hard, you know. I don't know. It's difficult to make that schedule it's family time, between family time and everything.
It's going to be.
We appreciate everyone that does want to be interviewed, and we will get around to them.
Right. And if you haven't seen it already, big thanks to Tommy O for sharing his story. Fascinating individual, 30 years clean.
30 years.
Man, band's gone to more concerts than anyone I've known alive. Since 1977.
Right. Some of the bands that you've seen is, In Excess, Eurythmics, Jane's Addiction,
Blues Traveler, Candy, Aerosmith.
Right, Aerosmith. What did he
just,
say about the Aerosmith concert?
Well, he was talking about how when he first saw them, when they were really in their active addiction, it was probably one of the shittiest shows he's ever seen. Then he came back.
That was an active addiction. He said.
Yeah, and then when they got cleaned up, they were Perry and Tyler were considered the Toxic Twins. They used so much. And when 2000 something they came back, he saw them again. They were clean and sober then, and it was one of the best shows that he ever saw. I saw them in 2000. Shit, I can't remember. 2015. I think it was in Evansville, Indiana, and I was like 9 rows back, and it was still one of the greatest musical spectacles. Ironically enough, when I was in Hershey, Pennsylvania, I ran into Steven Tyler at the Hershey Lodge. They were supposed to play a show there in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and it got canceled for an ice storm. And they're roadies, and they were staying at the lodge, and I was in there playing pool, and they came down and played pool. Wow.
Wow.
That was super cool. Not as cool as the time I caught it Eddie Vedder at the break room in Seattle, though.
Wow.
That was an embarrassing moment, but he was cool about it. Bought him a beer and everything. So, but anyhow, that's getting off topic. So.
No. Well, you said you bought him a beer, but here's a show about recovery. But all of us. The reason why we're here is because we do have moments like that, but we let him get a little bit out of hand. But that wasn't one of those out of hand moments, But I'm just busting your balls on that one. Eric. It
happens.
So I do want to send a shout out also to Christina Alden. I met you last January. I believe you're having a luncheon over at Green Valley Ranch in Las Vegas. Yeah, right. She gave us the tip about the space.
Yeah. Kill the dead space,
She was another one of the podcasts that I listened to. Check her out. She's on everywhere that you can find podcasts. What I use actually is Spotify. Her podcast is called Lucky Girl. She does interview guys as well on there. She does a lot of TED Talk speaks and stuff also. But thank you for always being a strong supporter. And the interwebs, like you said. I did send you one of those just for today candy bracelets. I don't have mine on, but Eric does. So what you said about that you do wear it still from time to time, that's huge. And very excited about getting you on a podcast as well.
Yeah, what I really find amazing is that we've been doing this roughly over almost a month now. The page.
Which one? The page, the group, group, not these podcasts.
But since
as you can tell,
since doing the podcast and the videos, yes, we are new. Yes, we are raw. We know it, and we understand that. But the number of you that have come out to help us, to give us pointers, to share their stories and whatnot, it really is. It's only going to continue to get better, and with these kinds of numbers, it's even more responsibility on our part to do more for you and to get better. And we are doing our best to keep pace with everything and everyone for that matter. Because I don't know if everyone really understands how much goes into to doing this.
And we're still new in our recovery. Both of us have under a year.
We got 18 views on our first one. We've got 16 or 17 views on our second YouTube video. We've got anywhere between 30-ish, 40 on the podcast and stuff. And you know what? That's how it happens. From a small acorn, a mighty oak grows.
I've spoken actually at many recovery meetings that it's like the snowball effect.
Yep.
You can either do the snowball effect in the good way,
or you can do it in the bad way.
Look at this. Friday night, 10-10. If I was in Vegas, I'd be saying, hey guys, want to go to the strip club? Go strip club. But But no, we're here. We're talking about recovery. We're talking about future hopes and dreams that we do have.
If I was in Indianapolis at 10:10, I'd be chasing my dealer around on a wild goose chase, 45 minutes in 5 different locations for a $40 dime bag, man.
Right.
So glad those days
That's done
are
in like, yeah.
So glad those days are over. So
You
glad
know,
those days are over.
And we couldn't do this without the help and the support of all of y'all. I also want to say one thing, that in recovery, family is really, really a huge deal. We get to reconnect. We get to make them proud. We get to be grateful for the help that they have given us and continue to give us. And my mom, she actually joined up with the Facebook group.
Yeah, that's your mom and your aunt also, didn't she?
I'm not sure.
Not sure on the aunt, but your
I'm
mom
not
and
sure,
dad.
but-
No, it's all
yeah,
about-
my mom did definitely, which is now this is something where I can be proud of, and I can be back in the music scene, and that where they're not going to be thinking, I'm up to no good. But yeah, Eric just pointed out that we are getting close to the 15-minute point. So
I do want to say this though. I do want to take a little time out. But EDC in Orlando is going on right now. I want everyone to be safe, be kind. Spread that plur.
Peace, love, unity, respect, y'all.
Have a great show, and I'm looking forward to seeing the shows on that. We are working come springtime. We would love to be there right now, but come springtime,
we got the RV. We got the RV already.
We got the RV. We're working on plans to take this show on the road. We're going to be hopefully doing some podcasts from the shows, setting up a table, setting up a booth, and hopefully with the help of Pat Ochoa, that we can help make these things possible. Because
Do you know he's friends with actually Pasquale?
oh really?
Yeah, Pasquale Rotella, the creator of EDC.
Of EDC.
He's friends with him as well. So, but we'll have more on that
Right.
on one of our next episodes.
Right. And that's what it is. I mean, we're not the only group doing this, and by no means there should be more groups that do this, because, everybody should be safe. Everyone should have a choice, and that choice is if they want to go to a show, they can do it clean, they can do it sober, and if they're not, then they have someplace to go and someone to talk to, and options. And because ultimately it is your choice. So, and we want to provide the safest environment possible for our followers and for you as well, and for your friends and family, because really that's what it is. It's our family, and we care about you, and
Yes.
I'm just excited. I really am. I'm excited to see these numbers.
I'm ecstatic. I'm staying up late nights trying to get that website done. Got the Austin City Limits page up.
Yeah, we're working on the logo. I know this is backwards, but this is technically our logo for now. We're working on the Ravers for recovery, and we're working on merchandise. Get that stuff on merchandise, hats, hoodies, shirts.
Yeah.
Wristbands, whatever, little, bracelets and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, just anything that we can do to
If y'all have any ideas, please reach out to us.
Absolutely.
At info@raversforrecovery.org. Go ahead and check out the website, www.raversforrecovery.org. Every day there will be something new on there. I have the member stories page going up, and
Instagram.
follow us on that Instagram.
Yep.
But until next week, this is our last video for this week. I almost said this one more. Yeah, we're still amateurs here. That's why we need some help, and we appreciate all the help that we do get.
Alright.
So go ahead and reach out to us.
Alright.
We would love it. Thank you.
You are.
As for now, my name is Troy Wagner,
I'm Eric Miller.
and we are
Ravers
Ravers for
for
Recovery.
Peace.